Durian ASEAN for the ASEAN Breakfast Call. Now we have Amanda Leonie with us on the line, calling from Borneo, and we're talking about the topic of identities. What's with West Malaysia obsession with race? Amanda, are you there?
Oh, yeah. Hi, Vienna.
Yeah. Amanda is a researcher with one of the Malaysian's Indigenous Peoples Network group, and she's also very active in the School of Acting Justly, Living Tenderly, and Walking Humbly. So, which is a graduates movement, right?
Yes,
Amanda?
that's true.
Yeah, okay. Amanda, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. Yeah, how are you?
We are all good.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Been sharing a lot of news with our listeners this morning about from different countries in ASEAN region. So, and now we're moving to Borneo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So let's start off the topic by talking about your own personal journey, like coming from this maybe a little different region, coming into West Malaysia, although it's one country, but what was your personal experience like?
Okay, yeah. Well, I was born in Kota Kinabalu in Sabah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and in 2007, so I have to go to university. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to go to West Malaysia to further my studies, and it was in West Malaysia. Yeah. So at first it was I have a cultural shock lah. Yeah. Because people are often asking, what am I? Yeah. Are you Chinese? Are you Indian? Or are you Malay? So it's a first experience kind of thing, because I never encountered that back in Sabah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because in Sabah there is a different way people ask who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Like they ask, which district are you from? Which village are you from? And who is your parents? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't ask you what are you.
Mm-hmm.
So I was.
What race are you?
Yeah. So I was quite taken aback that time. So I said I'm a Dusun. Well, that is one of the indigenous tribe in Sabah.
Yeah.
And the taxi driver then asked me, what is a Dusun? So, and then I tell them, it's one of the tribe in Sabah, and he still doesn't understand it. So I just say, I'm Sabahan. I'm from Sabah. And then he knows, oh, yeah, okay. So that is not the... until that experience, that is not the first experience that I encountered, yeah. Wherever I go, I will always get that same question again and again. Are you Chinese, Indian, or Malay? So that is, it's quite a cultural shock for me that time. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because speaking from personal experience when I was in Sabah as well, I really like how different ethnicity. I would say we only have one race, which is Homo sapien, or humans. Yeah. So I really like how people mix with each other. Like you can often see, let's say, in a restaurant, there's a table full of people with different, whether it's skin colors, and then different kind of let's say way of not necessarily different way of speaking, but rather So when I saw that, comparing to West Malaysia, where every time you see a table, it's definitely going to be similar skin color, and if you do have different skin color, and especially if you're in certain, let's say, different ethnic restaurants, especially if you have darker skin color and you're in a Chinese shop, you get a lot of stares at you, right? Yeah.
So, but because we have different races also in Sabah. But from my experience personal experience, I until now there are some friends who I don't know what their race are. Like, we don't ask what are you. But after my West Malaysian education, sometimes I tend to ask people, what race are you from?
Okay.
Yeah. So that in the thinking influenced me back in Sabah. Like suddenly I am like obsessed asking people, what are you? Where you? So I think that's not good lah, to start a conversation by asking what is your race. Yeah,
I think that this maybe have a lot of roots in the education system, right? And and for you, it has left a permanent impact. Is that true?
Permanent impact.
Like it has influenced you.
Yeah, it influenced me, but it has influenced me. But as time goes by, with the exposure of many different thinking and also different cultures, I can deconstruct, what is the root cause why people tend to be obsessive about race, especially maybe in West Malaysia, because there are historical context on that as well, right? Yeah.
So tell us about your education experience here.
Okay. I am educated in public university. So my first experience when I come to this university was, they are actually 99% Malays, and we are the minorities. Yeah, the Sabahan and Sarawakians. So there are no Chinese and Indians in that university. So my first experience is in Kedah actually. where we in this orientation program, and we have to sing a song, an orientation song. So one of the, the lyrics, we have to say, how do you say, demi bangsa Melayu?
For the Malay race.
For the Malay race. Yeah, one of the lyrics. So I was like, I'm not Malay. I kept looking at my friend beside me who are not Malay as well. She's from Sarawak, and because I just saying, naive, innocently singing, the time, anything. So, but the orientation is quite aggressive towards certain races lah. Yeah, like so. Some of us are very shocked because we never encountered that kind of talks.
Okay.
So after that talk, we went to our respective rooms, and one of my friends, she suddenly cried. She's a Sarawakian, and then she said she was scared. Why? And then I asked why. She said, because she said this is her first time, out of Sarawak, and then suddenly face this kind of experience where we have, because we are singing song which doesn't identifies with our own ethnicity, so that scares her, she says. So and then the next month I think she pindah. She went back to her hometown in Sadilas because I think she cannot take it. But a lot of my friends in university, they're very good people. They ask innocently where you're from. Do you listen to this song? I answered it back because I know they really don't know how is like in Sabah or what my life is like in Sabah. Because although the question is silly, like there is one friend asked me like, do you eat rice in Sabah, or do you do you listen to Siti Nurhaliza, or who is your artist in Sabah? Our artist is Siti Nurhaliza, that kind of question. Although it's, for me, maybe initially it sounds silly, but I know because they don't have exposure, they don't have friends from Sabah, Sarawak. So they don't know how are they in the other side of the other side of Malaysia. Yeah. So even during Merdeka celebration, Merdeka and the 31st August celebration, I was asked, so how do you find Malaysia? This is my classmate asking me in front of everybody and interviewing me, how do you find Malaysia? So I was, what question is that? I'm Malaysian, is it? So this, I think, a lack of exposure to the, to the students about the other side of Malaysia, especially Sabah and Sarawak. Yeah. So, but they are very nice, good people, friends. And I still remember during my final final years in university, in my class there were only two. Me and my friends are from Sabah and Sarawak. There are only two of us who are celebrating Christmas, and we cannot go back for Christmas because we have to, have exams. And they actually throw a Christmas party for us. A surprise Christmas party for us. And they even wear red, they to do all red and wish us, Merry Christmas. So that shows how, of my initial experience about how people ask me about my race, and also the other experience that I get when we are friends with them, when we know about their culture, about their life, or have a friendly manner. Being friends lah, basically. Yeah. So that is my experience, and it is true in my university. Sometimes I feel, but not maybe other experiences from my friends when they shared. If they are alone in class, the lecturer will suddenly lecture them on religion or ask them, why don't you convert to Islam? There are some experiences. Yeah. So, and also when the lecturers often forget about Sabah and Sarawak when they keep talking about, for example, Islam, and when they saw different faces, or maybe from Borneo, and then they will say, and Bui Putra. So now, as I said earlier, there are different kind of category, like Indian, Chinese, and Malay. Now there are another categorization, which is Bui Putra and non-Bui Putra. So if you are not Malay, you are called Bui Putra in that institution. And so these are also, I find it kind of discriminatory. It is discrimination also lah. Yeah, in the public education. According to my experience.
I think that I really think that a lot of people are not by nature racist, but like you mentioned, there are really kind and naive people, and I think that is what let's say a lot of politicians and political parties exploit, this kind of ignorance or naiveness, and then systematically through institutions, all these are institutionalized. Like you're talking about how there was this kind of songs for the Malay race, and then I think you were also sharing about how ceramah, which is compulsory attendance to certain talks, which tries to reinforce the identities, but at one point you also mentioned aggressive towards a certain race. What does that mean for our listeners?
Aggressive means
like what is it?
For example, by being very obsessing about race.
Okay.
For example, people who are different than you. Okay, so maybe there are political motive or political agenda behind it, but by obsessing about race, we sow the seed of mistrust, and make the communities more divided. So being aggressive, what I mean by being aggressive is just pointing out in the ceramah, they are, talk maybe bad about certain group. Yeah, not that. Yeah, it's like, this group is. Do you want this group to control your country? For example, like that. So, and then I think this is a bad what you call for the students now, because we need students to be critical, to be have critical thinking, and not by feeding some their own political agenda or political motive. Yeah. So, but the problem is we spend every minute thinking about about race, about racism. So this creates obsession, and our identity is manipulated, and for the purpose of divide and rule. So we are made to believe that we are different. Like, I am a Sabahan, and you are Malay, and I am Chinese, and we are made to see that each of us are different. So that needs to be, we need have a conversation about seeing ourselves as one lah, not as different. Yeah. Or we celebrate varieties, we celebrate differences, but it's damaging to our nation building if we keep on being racist or just favor a particular race. And many times it's not only about race, it's also about the different class also, because they are same. We have people who are the same race, but people with different class. Maybe the upper class will discriminate the lower class. So we have to look into that perspective as well. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that very often this policy of divide and rule is meant to turn us into tools of, let's say, the upper class or the ruling elites, so that we become a chess piece for them to continue their kind of rule and control over the economy or over politics and policies and the country. And I think that this might cause problems in the future, especially when we're looking at the ASEAN economy and ASEAN Community 2015 that's coming in, because competitiveness now will be a bigger factor. Especially, we noted that there are a lot of news coming from education institution in Thailand and in Philippines talking about how they are ready for the economic integration, and they are already preparing their students about the ASEAN community, and yet here in Malaysia we are still in this little bubble of fighting between us when the world is going to expand and become increasingly competitive. How do you think that maybe whether is it the ASEAN community or other people, or even the role of students themselves in trying to overcome this kind of institutionalized racial policies?
Yeah, so there are many groups who already done have exposure to different cultures. To expose themselves to different religions, for them to understand for themselves how is other people's way of life, for example. Okay, so we need more programs like that. For example, at Project Dialogue, they have been doing visiting the different religion. Mosques and churches. They brought students from different culture, races, and also to visit and ask them directly, what is this, how is this, and so that they don't, so that they know, or they can speak to them and ask them directly, but not from other people, not from other sources, not from the lecturers or from the media. So, and there is one time I actually joined a program in my university. It's actually Islam is a Muslim program lah. Yeah. So, and many of my friends, many of my Christian friends were shocked. Amanda, why did you join that? Do you want to become a Muslim? So this kind of they're scared. Like suddenly they're afraid. Why I want to join a program like that? But for me, this is we should not be afraid lah. I think we should face, and we have to have a dialogue with different race and religion, people from different race and religion. So I joined this program and have a 3 days program with them. So it is quite interesting, because many of the friends that I meet there ask me, as I said earlier, silly question, and it's okay. Like, what do you do inside the church? Like, she asked me, what does the sign of cross symbolizes? They ask me because they really want to know, and they don't have friends who can explain them what other religion, how other people from different religion praise, for example. And many times, I saw in Facebook that, when people share negative, portrays negatively about a certain religion, I think they don't have, they don't have friends from different people from different religion or people from different race, or maybe they heard, my friend said this, for example, maybe they heard people say this one, but they don't actually go and, go to the grassroots and actually be friends with them, I think dialogue is not only about, having a very formal dialogue, but we also have this dialogue of life where we actually, just be friends. So that is what we need to encourage more young people to not be afraid of people who are different from them. Yeah. So it's the same in Sabah as well, because in Sabah we have people who are from different maybe nationalities, maybe the migrants, and some of the locals are very discriminates against them. Yeah. So without them knowing that where they come from and why are they here, what is the root cause they are being here. So instead of looking at the root cause, they're blaming this particular person who actually innocent lah. Yeah. So I think the students need to get out from their comfort zone and expose or immerse themselves with people who live from different culture. Yeah. Maybe have a program where they have a living together experience.
Yep.
Like yes, like we have like under SALT we have conducted a program, a 2 weeks program, where we live with the indigenous people, like we live with the orang asli, and like for me we live with the indigenous people from Sarawak, and we want to know how is their life. Even though I'm an indigenous people, but I don't know how is the life of the people in Sarawak. Yeah, so I need. So that is one way we can know and we can understand why or how is their life there. Yeah, so that is what I can suggest to the students or young people out there lah.
I think that's all very well said, Amanda. Just being open and making the effort to befriend everyone will make your life richer, and not be afraid, especially when it comes to faith matters. I believe that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's true for religion as well. I personally believe. So thank you, Amanda, for sharing with us. And I think that what you talk about the exchange was really important. It's like exchange for change Malaysia. I've actually did something similar to that, like organizing different communities, like me going to one of the civil servants officials son's house. Like we actually exchanged. I went to Putrajaya and then he came to my house, and then we exchanged for like 5 days in each other's house, and then go along with our families.
That's good. Yeah, we need to encourage more people, to have that kind of exchanges.
Awesome. That sounds like a great idea, and we'll talk more about this in the future. Thank you, Amanda.
Yes. Okay, Vienna.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.